What's going on? It's your man Chris B, aka Buzz, back again. You know what I'm saying? I had to go live real quick, man. Just to trip out real quick with y'all on how fast Stephen A. Smith switched up from his position. Now, a few days ago, you know what I'm saying, I had made a video talking about how he was saying some of the right things, but we'll see how he sounds in September. I gave him close to September. God bless it. I didn't know the brother was going to switch up in 2.2 seconds. My man switched up in 2.2 seconds. But I know we laugh and joke about it, but it brought me to a serious point of how the plantation is real, y'all. That mental and digital plantation is very real. And Stephen A. Smith found out firsthand what that's like. It's definitely a go along, get along game. Once again, shout out Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying? He told the world about the go along, get along game. A lot of people poo-pooed it and laughed about it, but you seeing it's very real. Especially when you start telling black folks the truth. Truth is scary to a lot of people. Truth is scary. But sometimes we have to deal with the truth as humans. But damn, Stephen A., you know what I'm saying? You was telling the people something good. You was telling the Democrats something good. But they said, boy, you wasn't supposed to say it. You wasn't supposed to say it. And that was the thing with him, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't supposed to say it out loud. You weren't supposed to say that loud part out loud. And that's one of the things that he gonna learn. If he's not learned, he learned his lesson now. And that's not the place you want to be, on the bad side of them Democrats and loony liberals. And he finding out the hard way. But we're gonna definitely revisit what he had said then and what he's saying now with these two videos that I'm about to share. You know, one from Kwame Brown, he just made this hot off the presses not that long ago. He made a little quick video about it. And another from Barry Cunningham. And both of them, you know, powerful videos. One short, one a little longer, but it both tells the tale about being on that plantation as black people, and what happens when you try to break away or do something different from what they want you to do. See, in a lot of aspects, it's about money. If a particular person is paying you money, they're paying you money, and they've paid you a lot of money, especially paid you millions. They're not just giving that to you without any stipulations with it, meaning you have to go along to get along in certain circles. I challenge all black people to use your mind and think for yourself. But we definitely gonna check into these videos that I want to share with y'all. Here we go.
The Brown boys.
The Brown boys. You done ran your mouth too much. Stever boy. You thought you was just gonna be able to sit around all day and point out inconsistencies about the Democrats. You thought that was gonna be okay.
Oh no.
And now you all over TikTok, Twitter, and everywhere else. They pissed the fuck off at you, boy. Stevie, I thought you had your own stuff, man. I thought you said you had your own YouTube, you got your own production. So what are you apologizing for? Stephen A. Smith said something that was actually correct we feel like black folks feel like we've been criminalized. And there's some people that believe that Trump is being criminalized and they're weaponizing the justice system against us. They feel that some people feel that same way about Trump. So Stephen A. told the actual truth. That was a true statement. That was actually a true.
It was definitely a true statement, and you're not supposed to say that in certain circles. And Stephen A. Smith found out. Was the saying he effed around and found out? But yeah, he definitely must have got some calls from some people, not just family and friends like he threw out there, but he got some calls from some people that wasn't too happy about what he was saying to black folks, and particularly black voters in an election year. And you ain't supposed to do that, boy.
True statement. Instead of them dealing with what Stephen A. Smith said and actually, competing. Stephen A. Smith has been challenging them a lot on why won't they compete with Donald Trump? Why won't they do this? Why won't they do that? And I was shocked. I'm like, what the hell is going on with Stephen A. Smith? Like, I was shocked for real. I'm like, Stephen A. Smith got to be tripping. Like every other day, he coming out with something that sounds like he's talking against the Democratic Party, which I know in his heart of hearts, that's not what he's trying to do. He's not trying to do that. He's trying to get them to listen to what he's saying and start implementing some of the things he's saying because he's listening to what people are saying in the media. And the sad part about it is Stephen A. Smith is right. I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, damn, why can't they just see this? The dude is actually telling the truth, which I'm pretty sure is hard for him to do, but he actually told the truth. He actually told the truth. This is what Americans are thinking. Matter of fact, Stephen A. Smith ain't the only one saying this. Watch this. Let me go on my computer because Stephen A. Smith proved his point. He showed the fact that hey, this and this and that is happening. He proved the point. Like, watch, you'll see. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, he went to YouTube. I thought he don't care no more. But he do. I thought he didn't care because normally, if you go to YouTube, you have your own stuff. But Stephen A. Smith still want to be liked by the woke mob. Stephen A. Smith can't get away from the woke mob. Man, they check Stephen A. Smith so quick. Everybody checking Stephen A. Smith. Let me go to it.
They damn sure checking him, and it's funny, you would think that he does have his own YouTube platform, and it's a pretty, he got a whole bunch of subscribers, and you still don't have your own thought where you can have your opinion, can't voice your opinion without somebody criticizing you, and you got to change your opinion based on the criticism. And he ain't say nothing wrong. He's right. He didn't say nothing wrong. He told the truth. But see, like I said before in previous videos, Stephen A. Smith lives under the impression that Democrats play fair. They don't play fair. And a lot of people got to realize that Democrats ain't going to play fair. Why would they? They're about power. And the quicker some of us know that, the better, because you put yourself in a situation to where we keep voting against our own interests. And that's what we've been doing for a long time. So I do think it's time for a change.
Smith is
everybody is checking Stephen A. Smith. He copping please like a mug. I want y'all to listen to him.
I'm fully aware that I've been in the news over the last few days, paraded all over social media as well, after comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now, from friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say, even the NAACP itself. Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words went.
Now, the Black community is not a monolith, but you got all these people mad at Stephen A. Smith for saying something that you can actually look up and see that what he's saying is being reported on by many different news stations. What he actually said is being reported on many different news stations. But now he got pressure from the NAACP. But the Black community is not a monolith. We're all free to think.
And that's another thing, you know, he went on Hannity, he went on Sean Hannity and Fox News, which is a no-no. And of course, they're going to take that and run with it. They put it all over their social media. They put it all over everything. And that was an issue too, because it actually showed a Black man talking to two Black people, actually telling them the truth. And you're not supposed to do that. The plantation grab you back on there real quick for that.
Think what we want. We're not all Lyndon Baines Johnson little stooges. We're able to think what we want. So here's Stephen A. articulating what he was saying and why he said it, and he's forced to apologize. What a punk. Here you go, Stephen A. Keep going.
Interpreted as associating support for Trump from the Black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize. So I don't understand why you apologize in the first place, Stephen A. Because you didn't say anything wrong. And you know you didn't say anything wrong because the whole point of this video is for this dude to say, well, I apologize for hurting your feelings, but I didn't say anything wrong. So if you didn't say anything wrong, then what is the point of the apology? Right, guys?
And that's exactly my point. If I don't feel like I did nothing wrong, I'm not apologizing. I don't apologize for shit I don't feel like I did something wrong. If I apologize, I feel like I'm not saying, oh, I'm really sorry. I might say, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I have a right to say what I want to say. I'm not going to sit up here and issue an apology over a statement that you can't handle just because you're fragile. That don't have you can't infringe on my rights to say what I want to say just because your feelings get hurt about it. Yeah. You can't infringe on my rights over your feelings. I'm sorry.
Definitely. And Kwame was telling him right. And other guy, what are you apologizing for telling when you was in the right? Why would you feel the need to have to apologize, Stephen A? You know what I'm saying? That was my question. I was thinking, damn, the man got his own YouTube channel. He's doing his own thing. I don't know what goes into the contracts with ESPN and Disney, but are you not allowed to say certain things, or do they put that language in your contract to where you get a call if you go on a Hannity or you go on your own channel and say something they don't like? It seems like it is that way, but it just goes to show you people that the plantation is real. The plantation out there is real, and it's a lot of people out there invested in keeping Black folks on that plantation. You don't want be criticized for thinking on your own. And that's what a lot of us fall into, I believe. We fall into that category of going along with the pack, just so we don't be the outcast. And I think we have to shed that mentality as a people. You know, it lets me know the plantation is very real. People try to act like they don't try to keep black folks on the plantation. You out of your mind. They still doing it in 2024. But hopefully, as the years go by, more and more of us awaken to what's going on, and you will see. But we're going to dive right into this next one, y'all. We're going to dive right into this next one. Because, golly, man, damn, Stephen A., I gave you to September, man. I gave you to September to switch up. How you going to switch up in 2.2 seconds, man? You a trip, bro. Oh, man.
After comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now, from friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say even the NAACP.
Now, I ain't going to buy that all of the black people that he knew was mad at him. I ain't buying that one. And the NAACP, they haven't been nothing for years. I remember people hollering, I'm going to write the NAACP. And nothing never happened. So spare me that one. But, you know, he got that call, y'all. He got that call. You can best believe that.
NAACP itself, quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the black community with all the legal issues he's facing.
Simply amazing, absolutely shocking, stunning that somebody could fold so quickly. Stephen A. Smith makes millions with his show on ESPN. And lately, on his own podcast, he's been breaking out as some sort of political pundit. And he was talking big and bad just a few days ago.
The second black folks find somebody from our community that doesn't march 100% lockstep with one another, they a sellout. They this, they that. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. This is getting ridiculous.
In that same video, he actually spoke out about Dementia Joe and how he was losing the election because he was using lawfare to try and beat Donald Trump without actually competing against Trump. He also spoke about the absolute fact, that the Dems are losing ground with the black vote. It's been a bizarre stranglehold that the Dems have held for decades, and now it's beginning to loosen. And yes, it's a fact.
Barry's exactly right, though. It's a bizarre thing. It's a bizarre thing, but I think it has to do with us. Me personally, I think it's family orientated. The why, excuse me, the why black people vote Democrat so heavily. I believe it's strictly tied to the family. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bond that we have to break too. Just because your family historically voted a certain way doesn't mean you have to. But I think it was an important point for Barry to point out.
And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And he was right to talk about it.
Why am I bringing all of this stuff up? Because the second black folks find somebody from our community that doesn't march 100% lockstep with one another, they a sellout. They this, they that. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. This is getting ridiculous. Okay? Trump is winning. Y'all just gonna stand still? I'm wrong when I sit up there and I say, yo, Democrats, all you got is the soon to be 82-year-old incumbent. You didn't have.
Sometimes the only thing more difficult than running a business is finding the right.
Have not anything in the bullpen. I'm wrong for bringing that up.
Guess so. But let's let him continue.
I'm wrong for bringing up why the hell you had Gavin Newsom on Fox News looking like he's running for president instead of Joe Biden being the president or Kamala Harris being the vice president. I'm wrong for bringing that up.
Nope.
I'm wrong for bringing up when I went off about Kamala Harris, our vice president, our HBCU grad from Howard University, a black woman, highly intelligent, former attorney general in the city of San Francisco, former attorney general in the state of California. I was wrong for bringing up how she was wrong to avoid getting into it with then presidential candidate Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, when he wanted to debate her. I was wrong to say that's a fight she should have embraced. When y'all gonna wake up? I'm wrong when I'm pointing out how black folks for the first time are talking about the borders being flooded, how illegal immigration ultimately negatively affects us. I'm wrong?
Nope, not at all. But you're pissing people off.
I mean, damn. How much proof do you need? When I brought up the economy, they say the economy is good. They say the economy is flourishing. You trying to tell me you black and you disagree with me when I say to us, we don't want to hear about the numbers. Oh, the labor participation rate is good. Oh, unemployment is good. Oh, the economy is okay. If gas prices are damn near double what it used to be, if the price of bread, milk, cheese, and eggs and everything in between is double what it used to be, but we ain't getting raises at work.
Now, see, that's what it was right there, y'all. That's what it was right there. You know, he wasn't supposed to say nothing like that at all. He wasn't supposed to say nothing like that at all. But he was telling the truth. God works in mysterious ways. I do believe that. I really do believe that God works in mysterious ways. And you can definitely say that in this situation, God was working through Stephen A. in a little bit. Until he got his call and had to come back to his senses. You know what I'm saying? But he was off the plantation for a split second, y'all. He had creeped right off of there. Whoo! They yanked him right back. Get your ass back there. Oh man, it's crazy, man.
You trying to tell me I was wrong for bringing that up?
Yes, that's what they are trying to tell you. They're not telling you that you're wrong. They're not telling you that all the stuff you just said, what you just preached, they're not telling you that those are non-factual. They are telling you that you were wrong for bringing it up. That's your crime.
You trying to tell me I'm wrong when you sitting up there and you talking about and subjects like immigrants in New York City getting $53 million prepaid credit cards to subsidize their existence in this country, and I'm pointing out how that was never done for black people. I'm wrong?
Yes, you are wrong because what you just said, you pointed it out. You have a big audience, you have a megaphone, and you're pointing it out. Just like you just said, you're not wrong for what you said, you're wrong for pointing it out.
I'm wrong? That's where we really want to go. That's what game we play.
And that's where the smackdown comes. They smack us right back into place if you're successful black man. I think if you're not self-made from the ground up, I think you leave yourself wide open for things like this to be manipulated when you do try to go out on your own and have your own train of thought. You get situations like this where you may feel a particular way on the issues or situation, and this is what happens. And it's crazy. But that's what let me know, once again, the plantation is real. If a rich and successful guy like Stephen A. Smith can get a call from somebody or a few people to say that they're upset by what he said, and then he automatically is apologizing and changing his position or whatever, then that lets you know that there are such things as the powers that be. And definitely there are those that are not named. You know, you can call people who scream Illuminati and all that good stuff, which I think that's become watered down over the years where I wouldn't even worry about Illuminati. You better worry about those who are not named. That means rich, powerful people who could probably walk past you in a Walmart and you wouldn't know who they were. And they like it just like that. Let's continue.
Absolutely. And you're about to find out about that game, Stephen A. and the rest of you guys out there. That is the game they're playing. Do not talk the truth. Do not speak the truth. You must be censored. You must be shut up.
I ain't talking politics. I'm talking life. I don't give a damn that I'm inundated with sports all day, every day. I'm a human being. I'm a black man. I'm a citizen of the United States of America. You don't.
Very strong statement. I'm a black man. Doesn't really matter if you're black. You could be white. You're a citizen of the United States of America. You have the right to point out things that are wrong in society, but not anymore.
See this shit happening? I'm supposed to just sit idly by and say nothing?
Yes, you are supposed to sit by and keep your mouth shut. You're getting paid a lot of money not to talk about politics, but to talk about sports. They do not want you talking, and definitely they don't want you pointing out things that hurt the Democrat Party.
The hell with me talking? Why ain't you talking?
Because they're already paid. They've been locked down. They've got their checks. They got the government cheese. They were told, do this, shut up, and keep these blackies in line.
Why aren't you screaming to the high heavens? Why aren't you telling liberals on the left, yo, you need to stop with the extreme leftist stuff on the fringes with all of that woke stuff? What sex you are, whether you a male or a female, what.
Now, understand what he just touched is a third rail because ESPN and many of their sports journals are fine with it. They, even Dawn Staley from the University of South Carolina wins a national championship at her press conference. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You can be.
But they put her right on the spot. Right. You just won the national championship. You're up there on the press conference and they ask you that question in front of the whole entire world. She put her head down initially at first and she didn't answer right away. So it lets you know that she was uncomfortable with that, but she had to do the politically correct thing and agree or endorse males playing in female sports, which was crazy in itself. If they really was about it, they would start a league for that. Somebody would start a league, Then they can compete all day and there wouldn't be no issues. But it's a targeted effort to put men in female bathrooms and in female sports. It's an effort to do that. And once again, Stephen A., like you said, the third rail, you weren't supposed to do that, boy. You were not supposed to do that.
Be a male, but call yourself a female and get to compete against women or girls in various sports. You want those issues to be more prevalent than the stuff going on in our community?
Yes, Stephen A. Smith found out the answer to the question that he just asked. He said, you expect these issues to be more important than what's going on in the black community? And he got a resounding yes. And I'm going to point it out to you.
Directly affects our lives as opposed to less than 1% of the damn population.
That 1% now is basically running the country. In case you haven't noticed, what's good is bad and what bad is good and what's evil is right. What is right is evil. It's all discombobulated. And right now you are finding out, Stephen A. Smith, firsthand how that is happening. And it's disgusting.
What you doing? How come you ain't doing it? How come you ain't raising holy hell?
Because they're paid. You have to understand at this point, all the other organizations, especially the 5-letter organization you're about to mention, they are being paid to keep silent and to keep people on the plantation, which is why they had to bring you back on the plantation.
How come you're not speaking up? And by the way, to get specific, when I brought up Trump and whatever relation he has with black folks, the question that was asked to me was the supporters of Trump. Why are they doing so? I said, black folks want to be safe in the streets of America.
Oh my God. Imagine that. How controversial a statement is that, to think that, you know, black folk, like white folk, want to be safe in the streets of America. How controversial can that possibly be?
They don't want to.
Another slap in the face to black people in this country. They act like we don't want safety and security as well. And it's crazy. I think we should be highly offended when anytime somebody mentions that.
See somebody committing crimes, assault or whatever, and getting arrested and being out of jail in the same day.
Seems simple. Seems like a very simple statement. You do the crime, you do the time. But no, you Stephen A.
I said black folks want to make money and they want to keep money in their pocket.
Oh, prosperity in the black community, that's a no-no. That's a huge no-no. They must continue to be on the government dole. What are you saying? What are you espousing here? People are listening to you, Stephen A. Smith.
And that lets you know it's real. That lets you know that that plantation is real. They definitely told that man, you know, you better keep quiet. You better keep quiet. You better not tell black folks about prosperity. You know, ever notice that, like I said, it's big business keeping us on a plantation, y'all. And whether you choose to believe it or not, it's big business keeping you on that plantation, keeping you the boot on your neck, as you will, and keeping you worried and taking your eyes off the prize. And that's the bottom basic line. Anytime that a black person tries to step out after you've become in a certain position and you successful, and you feel that you have your own voice and your own opinion, and you feel a certain way and try to step out and tell your people the truth, this is the type of things that happen. And you can go back throughout history and see that. The plantation is real.
Black people becoming prosperous? Oh, that's sacrilegious.
They want to be safe. That's what I said. And I also said this. I said, yo, our criminal justice system, our courts, law enforcement, that anytime we see anybody that we deem to be an individual being persecuted, where the law is being exercised against them, the heavy hand of the law, do we find that relatable to some degree? Yes.
That's only when it has to do with civil rights, or what they deem to be civil rights. It's not applicable to a white man, especially a rich white man. So you shouldn't be saying this, Stephen A.
Lying about that? Really? Really? I'm lying about that, huh? Didn't happen to a plethora of black folks throughout our history. When all else failed, the heavy hand of law enforcement, of the courts, of laws ultimately rained down upon them.
That's black people. It's different. You're talking about a rich billionaire white guy. That's completely different. In fact, you're talking about a rich billionaire white guy who wants to change the policies to do the things that you've been saying in this video. We can't possibly accept that. That cannot happen. We do not want black prosperity. We do not want peace in the streets. We do not want people not being incarcerated for menial crimes. That's not what we want, Stephen A. We want what the Democrats want. Don't you get it? Man, silly rabbit.
When we talk about recidivism.
And I think Stephen A. did fall victim to believing that the Democrats would win on the issues or play fair. I think he really believes in his heart of hearts that the Democrats would play fair in elections. No, they're not going to play fair. They're going to try to do whatever they have to do to maintain power. And part of that is keeping black people on that plantation and keeping you voting Democrat at the same clip that we've been voting for decades. So, you know, you can't speak that, Stephen A. You should know better, boy. And he got that call. He got that call, y'all. For real, he got that call.
When we talk about our incarceration rate, don't we sit up there and talk about how we need to get the laws changed because folks are being criminalized for the most innocuous of things? Remember we had those conversations?
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum payment.
Patience.
No. That was before. That was actually before Joe, maybe even before Clinton. We don't want to have those conversations anymore.
Then we talk about the crime bill in the 90s, where people were being thrown in jail at an exorbitant amount out of our community because of non-violent offenses. Didn't we hear the now president apologize for his role in leading that charge when he was the head of the Senate?
Oh, you definitely hit the third rail there. Don't remind people that it was Dementia Joe who wanted to throw black people in jail. Oh my God, what kind of mistakes are you making here? Do you not understand what you're saying? Do you not understand?
And he definitely wasn't wrong. He definitely was not wrong on what he said. He was saying to black people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I mean, I guess if you're younger, you damn sure don't know about Joe Biden's history, but a lot of people remember that. And they remember that he was one of the authors of that bill that locked up a lot of black people. And was he wrong? Was Stephen A. wrong when he was pointing that out? Y'all, I don't think he was. But nonetheless, he got that call to get his butt back in line. And it's a damn shame that that plantation is real.
Understand that you are saying too much truth, that you must be silenced.
Didn't we hear Clinton apologize when his wife was running for the presidency? I'm making this up, though.
No, but you need to write a letter and put it out there that you didn't suicide yourself. Make sure, since you've mentioned Clinton and, you know, some of the stuff that she did and he did, that you actually let people know, everybody in your inner circle, that you're not feeling suicidal. Might want to get on that.
I'm making this up. You don't see the parallel? You don't see the connection? Why you think Trump went out there and he...
I think he's really right about that. You better not get to talking about the Clintons like that. You better not get to talking about the Clintons. You get to talking about the Clintons, you might be on that list. And shoot, like I said, don't unalive me. I've said that before. Don't unalive me, please. I'm begging you, please. Don't unalive me. But you know, you start talking about them, certain things happen around them. You can just go back and read about that.
He said, hey, what were his words? I've been told, those were his words. I've been told, I've heard that some black folks find themselves somewhat relatable to me because of what I'm going through right now. Mm-hmm. And where would we get that from? You know good and damn well. But you're the former president of the United States. And your ass is in court where you have to show up each day. Otherwise, you're going to be thrown in jail. And the crime is that you took $130,000 of money and through your lawyer or some other intermediary, you gave it to a porn star for hush money purposes. So he got loose with a porn star. And he didn't want the world to know why.
Now, I definitely can remember back in the days. I'm old enough to remember Bill Clinton and, you know, what, and when he's supposed to get down in the Oval Office, and brothers wasn't even upset about that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're talking about hush money, come on now. They tripping on that one, you know. But this is a lot of the things that go on in the swamp and in the political elites level to where they try to ruin people. A lot of people can't put up with a lot of the attacks that Trump is under. They'll just fold quick, like one of them cheap chairs from Wally World. But Stephen A. wasn't lying when he was saying all this. You know, it's the truth, but he didn't have the courage to stand on it, and that's what the issue is, and that's why a lot of people are just laughing at him. I didn't think he was going to switch back up this quick, but damn, he did.
He was running for president, that he did that. And so he tried to wiggle his way through that. You trying to tell me that America is sitting up there? I'm talking about independents and folks on the right. Of course, people who hate them on the left are going to take that position. But I'm talking about independents and folks on the right. You trying to...
So he's trying to address people who actually have brains that aren't just dyed in the wool, just going to lockstep do whatever the Democrat Party says. Are you trying to tell me that people who can actually think for themselves, who are allowed to think for themselves, don't realize that this is complete BS with what's going on? That's who he's talking to.
Tell me they think this is a serious matter that requires our time and attention? John Edwards, did he do time? Gary Hart, did he do time? Bill Clinton, they said he got loose in the Oval Office. I heard libertarians losing their damn mind. It was in the Oval Office. Oh my God. Oh my God. Remember that? But he in court instead of being on the campaign trail. You don't think people see through that?
Absolutely, people see through that, but you can't keep pointing it out because they don't want more people to see through that. That's the problem you're having, Stephen A. You thought it was okay to speak. You thought it was okay for a black man in your position to get up on a soapbox and tell people what you actually think. Silly rabbit.
They do.
Yes, we do.
All I did was point it out. But that doesn't mean I get to close my eyes and be completely oblivious and ignorant to the stuff the Democrats are doing to lose the damn election.
Yes, you are supposed to shut up and be oblivious to this. Don't you understand? Didn't you get it through your head? Maybe finally someone's going to get to you and let you know that you have to be oblivious to this.
And it's a damn shame that it has to be that way, the way you can't even speak your mind if you get to a certain level, where people's going to say, especially if you're trying to tell the people the truth or what, at least just your opinion on what you think. And you get all the backlash in the world, the where you got to come out and apologize. I think we're in such a weak society sometimes, as technologically advanced as we are. I think we are so weak mentally as a society to where the least little things somebody's coming but gotta apologize for it. It's just crazy.
I said it before and I say it again. Beat him. Beat him.
You're making too much sense. You're talking like someone who's been involved in sports.
Get a bullpen. Have some other candidates. Find folks with pizzazz that can talk to the American people and resonate. You want to be president, run for it. Beat them. Show that you can compete. That's what we got to do.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work, helping in your spare time from home? I'm on a mission to
do.
And that's what we have to do every single day. We face all kinds of obstacles. We face suppression on different social media platforms. We face people trying to censor us. That's what we have to do every single day. Unfortunately, Stephen A., you're about to find out.
In anything we do in life, that's all I'm saying.
So after watching it, you realize he wasn't saying anything wrong. He was giving his opinion, and he was sounding an alarm to the Dems. In essence, he was giving a wake-up call. But unfortunately for him, he woke up the wrong people. The NAACP completely freaked out. The NAACP on their official Twitter/X account posted this in response to that video by Stephen A. Smith and his appearance on Sean Hannity's show. This is what they said. Relatable, talking about Trump being relatable to black people. A show of hands. Anyone in your black family have 88 felony charges pending, filed for bankruptcy 6 times, made an attempt to overthrow a presidential election and our democracy, and still have the ability to fall asleep in court and dream of being POTUS? I think you can read that yourself and see how many myths, blatant lies the NAACP put in that one tweet. I'm not even going to go over it because it's not worthy of the time, but just shows you. And this thing has been seen, let's see here, they may put blasphemous because you can't even speak the truth anymore. 2.85 million views that this tweet has had, telling Stephen A. Smith he was completely wrong. The NAACP is a joke. I have felt that for a long time.
So you see what type of pressure that they put 2-point-some million. So you get to seeing that, you know, and then some of them we may know full well may be bots. A lot of them could be bots. They could be bots. But to him, you know, the pressure is real. And that's the kind of pressure that they put on you to stay on that plantation, to keep Black folks in their place so that they don't even dare to think for themselves. And it's a damn shame that it's like that.
Long time. They are an absolute clown show of an organization. They went after Stephen A. Smith because they couldn't accept what he said. They can't accept what Sage Steele says. They can't accept what Candace Owens says. And me, in my little corner of the world here on YouTube, they
Struggle Stream King, technical difficulties, man. It's crazy, but you know, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. You know what I mean? Finish this Jane off. I ain't gonna hold y'all. That long. But it's crazy, man, how they do us. They keep us on that plantation, y'all. And
it's something I say quite often. I certainly never hesitate to hold folks accountable when mistakes or mishaps occur. So I'm certainly not about to run from it myself. I'm fully aware that I've been in the news over the last few days, paraded all over social media as well, after comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now, from friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say, even the NAACP itself. Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the Black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize.
What a good house Negro. He just said in that apology, that hostage video, that he offended loved ones, friends, and colleagues because you told your friends, loved ones, and colleagues what you really think? Are you telling the world at this point that your friends, loved ones, and colleagues don't know the real you? They don't know what you think? If that's true, then perhaps they're not truly your loved ones or friends and colleagues that respect you. Stephen A. Smith works for ESPN, which means he works for Disney. And we all know whatever the threat that was made against Stephen A. Smith, it had to do with money. Why else would he compromise himself? Doesn't he realize that people can now see clearly that he can be bought and silenced? Doesn't he realize that by making that kind of an apology, his credibility is ruined? And worse, he just proved that Jason Whitlock and everything that Jason Whitlock said was absolutely true. Stephen A. Smith is a fraud.
Smith is a plant. Disney and ESPN installed Smith at the top of the sports media world because his inadequacies as a journalist make him easy to control.
He ain't lying. Stephen A. Smith is everything I'm not. He has a show on ESPN. I don't. He has over 500, maybe over 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's a pretty skinny man. Obviously, I'm not. He has a darker complexion than me. He has a $60 million contract with ESPN and Disney, and obviously, I don't. And now we can clearly see that he's willing to compromise his own personal principles to appease his masters. I definitely don't and never will. So yes, Stephen A. Smith is everything that I'm not, and I'm really okay with that. So let me know what you think about Stephen A. Smith and his hostage video and basically showing the world that he's willing to compromise his principles. Talk to you soon.
Now, I just wanted to show y'all those two videos to just go to show you that that plantation is real, y'all. Whether you choose to believe it or not. That plantation is real, and until we can break the chain, so to speak, we're gonna continue to be at the bottom of the barrel. So once again, like I said, I challenge every Black person to think for themselves and think about what's best for you and your family. Shout out to everybody that tuned in to this live. I appreciate the love. And once again, subscribe to your boy, Chris Barber. Like and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. I'm out. Peace.